As Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing orders removal of billboards and memorial markers along George Price Highway. Catholic Diocese of Belize says HPV vaccines will not be distributed on their school grounds. And Loreto Pelayo Trio tours Cayo and Belize with NYC pianist Esteban Castro. These stories and more coming up next on Plus News. Stay tuned.
This newscast is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. We continue to serve you.
Welcome to Plus News for Tuesday, May 12, 2026. I am Julian Cruz. All memorial markers and billboards located within the road reserve of the George Price Highway must be removed by June 12th. The announcement was made today by the Ministry of Development and Housing. The release says, and we quote, business signs and roadside memorials located within the road reserve, including crosses and other commemorative markers, will need to be removed, end quote. According to the chief engineer within the ministry, Yvonne Dale Moody, the removal of the markers is mandatory if the George Price Highway Rehabilitation Project is to continue.
We saw the need to send out this notice for Lot 1, which is a section between Belize City and Hattieville, in an effort to assist the contractor in clearing the road reserve. At this point in time, the contractor is working between Western Avenue and Flowers Road. They're also working between mile 4 and 5 near Old Belize. And they're also working between mile 8 and 10 near the power boats. And so in an effort to assist the contractor in clearing the reserve, we are kindly asking all businesses to remove the business signs that have been installed within the official road reserve, and also the removal of memorials that have been placed by individuals to commemorate their loved ones, in an effort to ensure that we don't damage them, and in an effort to ensure that we have cleared the reserve for the contractor. Once we're setting out the official works, the contractor will have to set out what we call extent of works. And so those extent of works will infringe on where those crosses are located. And in an effort to not damage them, we would prefer if these individuals move them on their own. And then once the road works are completed, we would like to kindly request that they ask for permission to put them back there, because they're all within the official road reserve. And once you have to install stuff within the reserve, it has to be granted permission by the MIDH.
So once that deadline period has passed, then you'd say the contractor has the permission to remove them.
Yes, that is the case. And so we want to try and minimize that as best as possible, because we don't want to damage them. And so in an effort to do so, we have given them 30 days for that to be done by the businesses and also by the individuals. And if that is not done, which we have seen it has not been done on Section 3, which is from Democrasa to Belmopan. Then the contractor will have to go in and move them on his own, and those are secured at either MIDH or at the contractor's campsite for picked up by individuals.
Following the completion of the project, which is expected to last until 2029, interested parties can reapply to the Ministry of Development and Housing for permission to reinstall their signs and memorial markers. We also got an update from Evandale Moody regarding the ongoing bridge works within Belize City. The Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing is currently replacing both the Belcan and the Swing Bridge in Belize City. Both bridges are essential to daily commuters trying to get to their destination. According to Moody, they are providing alternative traffic routes for residents of the city so as not to have traffic backed up.
Yes, we have the two bridges being implemented at the same time. However, if I may explain, initially we had launched Belcan Bridge, I believe a year or 2 years ago. However, we had some setbacks with the implementation of that structure. And Belcan Bridge was the structure that we had assessed and determined to be the most detrimental one that needed to be replaced as soon as possible. However, we had done assessment of the Swing Bridge as well, and so we had commenced works on that as well for us to get financing for the replacement of the Swing Bridge because both structures needed to be replaced. Because of the delays that we had with Belcan Bridge, the implementation gap has been closed for Swing Bridge. And so the timing now is that we have both Belcan and Swing Bridge occurring at the same time. Bear in mind that the financing for Belcan is being provided through a grant from Taiwan, and financing for Swing Bridge is being provided through a grant from Japan. These are two both important structures in the city and in the country that needs to be replaced. If we didn't take advantage of the grants that we have for the replacement of both structures now, then the government of Belize will have to find funding to replace one of those structures in the future if we wait the 3 years to implement the second structure. And so in an effort to save those funding that we have received as grant, it was advised that we proceed with these two structures simultaneously so that we could utilize the funds that have been provided, because as I said, these are grant funding. If we lose the grant funding, then the government will have to find the funding from somewhere else to build these structures. And so we're at that point now that we have to implement both structures simultaneously. Yes, it will create some congestion within the city, but we believe that it's a sacrifice that could be undertaken and received by the public. And hence our reasoning for the construction of the two temporary bridges that we will put in place to try and minimize that inconveniences to the public. So for the Belcan Bridge, we are constructing a temporary bridge that will span from Peter Seco intersection with Evergreen across the Halover Creek to behind Sayview, and that will come out at the Philip Wilson Highway. Those works have started and are on the way. And then we will also build a temporary bridge while we remove the Swing Bridge that will be located at Hydes Lane, and that will span across the Halover Creek to Regent Street West. So we believe as a ministry, we are providing alternate routes for the local traffic within the city. We're not basically just cutting them off and leave them just to use the Bell China and the Chetoman Street Bridge. We're providing options. And so, yes, it will create some inconveniences within the city due to traffic disruption. However, we believe that we have done sufficient for us to minimize that as best as possible.
The Roman Catholic Diocese of Belize City and Belmopan has reaffirmed its position against allowing HPV vaccination campaigns to be conducted on the premises of Catholic schools across Belize. In a press release issued on May 5th, the diocese stated that it, quote, will not permit any health officials or medical personnel to conduct HPV vaccination programs on the grounds of our Catholic schools, end quote, describing the decision as a long-standing policy dating back to the tenure of Bishop Doric Wright. The announcement comes amid ongoing efforts by the Ministry of Health and Wellness to promote HPV vaccinations among children, particularly students between the ages of 9 and 14. Health authorities have said that the vaccine helps protect against several forms of cancer linked to the human papilloma virus. Yesterday, in response to the Roman Catholic Diocese stance, the Special Envoy for the Development of Families and Children, Her Excellency Rosana Briceño, issued her own press release. It says, and we quote, "The HPV vaccine is a safe and effective way to protect children from HPV-related diseases, including cervical cancer. By vaccinating children early, we are helping to protect future generations from a disease that has caused immeasurable pain to families across Belize. While some individuals and religious institutions may have concern about the HPV vaccine, protecting children from a preventable disease must remain a national priority." End quote. Those in agreement with the Catholic Church's position argue that government and schools should leave parents to determine whether their children will be vaccinated and where or when they will be vaccinated. There has been an alleged stabbing at Equity BPO. We'll share more on that when we return after this break.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing informs the general public that works from Belize City to Hattieville under the George Price Highway Upgrading Project are actively progressing. The public is advised that business signs and roadside memorials located within the road reserve, including crosses and other commemorative markers, will need to be removed. We recognize the personal significance of these memorials and are committed to handling this process with the utmost respect and sensitivity. Removals must be completed by June 12, 2026 in preparation for construction works. Following the completion of the project, interested parties must reapply to the MIDH for the reinstallation of private signs within the road reserve. The Ministry sincerely appreciates the understanding and cooperation of the public as we work to improve the safety and quality of our highways. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
In May, make Benny's your one-stop shop for appliances. We have Sankey refrigerators, stoves, microwaves, washers and dryers, freezers, smart TVs, and so much more for up to 19% off. Get amazing deals for mom and appliances all May long, and don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase to be a part of our Homecation raffle to win $10,000 in December. Benny's, quality and savings.
Shortly before our news time, we received reports of an alleged stabbing incident at Equity BPO in Belmopan City. According to reports, the dispute began where one of the female agents stepped on another woman's foot, causing an argument. During the heated altercation, one of the agents reportedly pulled an object that looked like a scissors from her waist and attempted to stab her colleague before she was restrained by other agents. There has been no official police report on this incident and no further information on injuries that may have been sustained. We will have more on this story in our subsequent newscast. A Belize City man previously acquitted on appeal in a burglary case has been remanded to prison after being charged in connection with 2 burglaries at the YMCA building in Belize City. Denfi Lemot appeared before a magistrate in court number 3 on Tuesday, where he was arraigned on 2 counts of burglary. He pleaded not guilty to the charges but told the court that the complainants were primarily interested in recovering their stolen money and claimed that he was prepared to repay them. Police alleged that on March 27, 2026, Lemot unlawfully entered offices of the YMCA, or the YWCA, Young Women's Christian Association building at the corner of Freetown Road and St. Thomas Street and stole cash belonging to 2 women. According to investigators, Program Officer Lisa Yvette Griffith reported that $130 was stolen from her purse after she briefly left the office around 4:15 p.m. Teacher Berta Lydia Manharias also reported that $350 in Belize and U.S. currency was stolen from her purse during that incident. Police said surveillance footage and witness statements led investigators to identify Lemot as a suspect. He was detained on May 9 pending investigation and was later formally charged. During the arraignment, prosecution strongly objected to bail, citing that Lemot had been out on bail for a similar burglary matter and was under conditions not to re-offend. The magistrate agreed with the objection and denied bail. Lemot was remanded to the Belize Central Prison until June 29, 2026. A 59-year-old Belize City woman has been fined once again after pleading guilty to possession of drug utensils following her latest court appearance on a drug-related offense. Shelmadine Fisher appeared unrepresented before the court, where she admitted to possession of a 3-inch pipe allegedly used for smoking controlled drugs. Police reported that on May 5, 2026, officers found Fisher in possession of the pipe during an encounter in Taylor's Alley, Belize City. Fisher wasted no time in pleading guilty and was fined $200 plus $5 in court costs. She has until June 30, 2026 to pay the fine, in default of which she will serve 1 month imprisonment. Court records indicate that Fisher has appeared before the court several times over the past 6 months on similar drug-related offenses, most involving possession of crack pipes. Despite her repeated convictions, she has so far avoided custodial sentences through fines imposed by the court. A 30-year-old Burrell Boom resident has been fined a total of $910 after pleading guilty to assaulting his common-law wife and stealing 2 silver bangles from her during a domestic dispute. Marvin Garma of Fresh Pond area appeared unrepresented before the Belize City Magistrates Court, where he was charged with common assault and theft. Garma admitted to assaulting 28-year-old Katie Lamb and stealing 2 silver bangles valued at $185. During mitigation, he told the court that he had pushed and choked Lamb during the altercation. Charges stem from a domestic dispute reported on May 4th in Burrell Boom Village. Police say Lamb reported that an argument began after she confronted Garma about his drinking. The dispute escalated when Garma allegedly grabbed her by the neck and attempted to kick her. Lamb told police she later locked herself in a room and called for assistance. During that altercation, Garma allegedly took the 2 bangles after they fell to the ground and refused to return them despite repeated requests. The court imposed non-custodial penalties, fining him $405 for the assault charge and $505 for theft. He was given until June 30 and July 31, 2026, respectively, to pay the fines. Failure to pay will result in prison terms of 2 and 3 months. Belize's 52nd year of membership in the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, was highlighted today with a youth-focused panel discussion hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade as part of CARICOM Week 2026 activities. Held at the ministry's headquarters in Belmopan under the theme, Your Future, Your Region, the event brought together students, educators, and young professionals to discuss the opportunities CARICOM provides for Belizeans. The discussion, titled Building Skills, Expanding Access, and Contributing to Belize, What CARICOM Means to You, focused on regional integration and its role in supporting education, entrepreneurship, professional mobility, and collaboration across the Caribbean. In his remarks, Minister of State for Foreign Trade, Honorable Marconi Leal Jr., reflected on Belize's commitment to regional cooperation since joining CARICOM in 1974. He said CARICOM represents not only agreements and institutions, but also opportunities for people through shared regional development. Panelists shared personal experiences and professional insights, highlighting how Belizean youth can benefit from opportunities available through CARICOM while contributing to national development. The ministry said the event underscored the importance of preparing young people to compete in an increasingly interconnected regional and global economy, and thanked moderators, panelists, institutions, and attendees for supporting the dialogue during CARICOM Week 2026. Minister Usher reviews the hurricane preparedness with NEMO ahead of the 2026 season. We'll see what they have come up with right after this break.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures, customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter, smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights, distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
She's the queen of keeping it all together. master multitasker.
Babe, can you iron my clothes?
This Mother's Day, give her the gift she really wants. A moment to herself. With next-gen stream bundles, mom can instantly dive into her favorite movies, binge that show everyone is talking about, or just unwind. Give her the gift of uninterrupted relaxation. Give your mom the gift she really wants with NextGen.
Here's how to be a part of Benny's Homecation in 3 easy steps. First, download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy. Then, shop at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember to choose products from our monthly Homecation jackpot categories to earn entries. Now you can earn B-Bucks with purchases made and be a part of the Benny's Homecation jackpot for a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize in December. Win the ultimate Homecation with Benny's, quality and savings.
Minister of the Public Service and Disaster Risk Management, Henry Charles Usher, met with officials from the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMA, on Monday to assess the country's preparedness ahead of the start of the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season on June 1. During the meeting at NEMA headquarters in Belmopan, National Emergency Coordinator Daniel Mendez and technical staff briefed the minister on ongoing preparedness efforts, emergency response planning, and operational priorities. Discussions focus on strengthening coordination mechanisms, reviewing emergency response procedures, and ensuring that resources and systems are in place to respond effectively to tropical storms or hurricanes. NEMA also outlined several initiatives planned in the coming weeks, including updates to the National Hurricane Shelter List in collaboration with local authorities and partner agencies. The Shelter Repair Committee is expected to conduct assessments of designated shelters to determine necessary repairs and upgrades before the peak of the season. Officials will also review emergency equipment, supplies, and other resources at the national and district levels to ensure operational readiness. NEMA and the Ministry of Public Service and Disaster Risk Management are encouraging residents to stay informed, review family emergency plans, and begin preparations for the upcoming hurricane season. The Loreto Pelayo Trio is currently touring the Cayo and Belize districts with New York City-based pianist Esteban Castro. The four are set to begin their 3-day tour later tonight on May 12th in Camalote Village in Cayo at the Unique Cafe before continuing to San Ignacio Tong on Wednesday, May 13th, then to the Bliss Center in Belize City on Thursday, May 14th. To learn more about this tour, we heard from Loreto Pelayo Jr., the pianist and founding member of the Loreto Pelayo Trio, who shared insights into the experience of bringing jazz beyond Belize City and the journey to get where they are now.
We are celebrating jazz all week long across the country of Belize. So for the first time, we're not just having something in Belize City. We're coming to Camalote, which some people might call the suburbs of Belmopan, and we're coming to Belize Soul Project in San Ignacio. So we get to spread this music all over the country, because in the past I've just done things primarily in Belize City or for some resorts, which might be more for tourists. But now, we get to have jazz in San Ignacio, got it outside of Belmopan at Camalote, have it at Belize City. And I just encourage everybody to come out, because this time we have a fabulous piano player, Esteban Castro. He will blow you away on the piano. You've never seen anything quite like it in Belize. Such emotion in his playing that I think that if you come out in the audience, that you'll get to experience some of that. Because in the past we've had people on saxophone. We had Russell on bass, Nathan and Ryan on sax. We had some guitar players, singers, but this is the first time I'm bringing a piano player here. So I hope people could experience just the piano is such a grandiose instrument, you know, like it has like this aura on stage that I hope that, you know, people could feel in the audience. So all these venues that we've booked have a piano there. The Bliss has a lovely Yamaha, and you know, Unique Cafe in Camalote, they have a, you know, an upright piano, and at Belize Soul Project in Sagnasse, they also have an upright, and so it's just really nice being able to just have everybody playing on, you know, their acoustic instruments rather than a keyboard or something like that. I get a bit less stressed now because I've done it so many times at this point, and it's only been about a year, like a bit over a year since I've been doing this. And I encourage people to come out because, you know, the ticket sales kind of cover all the costs. You know, like we have sponsors, and I want to thank them, of course. People like the Embassy of the Republic of China, Niche and Ika always help with the venue. This time we have Digi, and you know, some others might be slowly coming in, but a lot of the expense is just covered by ticket sales, and a lot of the times we just make just enough to pay everything, right? So I think if people could come out more, then, you know, we could, you know, maybe bring more people or have more events, or, you know, whatever it might be. Because, you know, in the past I've seen this type of thing happen, but people rely too much on maybe government funding or something like that for things to happen. But I feel like this type of thing that's kind of rooted in community need to happen from, you know, the people playing. You know, like I don't think I should be waiting around for something to come up for me to play music. I think I could just find ways to play.
We also heard from Esteban Castro, the visiting pianist accompanying the trio. He reflected on his journey as a musician and what it means to share jazz to a new Belizean audience on his first visit.
Yeah, I've been playing since I was like 3 or 4 years old, and yeah, it was the first instrument that I played. My parents, I think, just got me a toy, like a little toy piano, and I just really like to play it a lot. So it was kind of an accident. I didn't really choose it, but I just sort of kept playing it. I've been very fortunate to get to travel to lots of different places. Like this is my first time here in Belize, and I've been to, you know, a lot of different countries, and it's really cool to get to, like, you know, see the world and play with so many. I mean, there's so many people that, you know, have been great inspirations to me that I've gotten the chance to play with and learn their music and be around, and yeah, it's really an honor. A lot of times, you know, if I'm playing in New York or even, you know, out of town, like sometimes like I don't really even know who's playing until you show up, or you know, but you've never played with them before, but that's sort of like part of the, you know, what you learn when you're a jazz musician is like the skill of being able to, you know, develop your ears and your musical intuition in order to be able to, like, communicate with someone, even if it's your first time meeting. And so I'm really looking forward to getting to play with Loretto. And the labels are always very strange to me because I never I don't really know where they stop and where they start, to be honest. I would say that, yeah, I improvise, I play, you know, I guess mostly what people would consider to be jazz. But I'm a fan of lots of different types of music. I grew up playing classical music. You know, I love listening to classical music. I love listening to, you know, popular music, and every kind of music, you know, so.
And that concludes our newscast for tonight. We want to thank you so much for tuning into Plus News. And be sure to join us right back here again tomorrow evening when we bring you all the latest happenings from around the country. Until then, have a blessed evening. Take care of yourselves, Belizeans, and we'll see you right back here again tomorrow. Take care.